Have you ever faced someone so entitled they thought they could steal your life's work? I'm Jake, a third-generation rancher, and my 500-acre ranch in Montana was my family's legacy. The land, kissed by rolling hills and golden sunsets, wasn't just dirt, it was my blood, my sweat, my everything. But Karen, my new neighbor, had other plans. It started innocently enough. Karen moved into the old Miller place next door, all fake smiles and designer boots. She'd wave from her porch, but her eyes always lingered on my fields. Her son, Ethan, a lanky 20-something with a smirk, would loiter near my fences, eyeing my cattle like they were his. I brushed it off, city folks, I figured, just curious. Then the complaints began. Karen called the county, claiming my irrigation ditch was flooding her pristine lawn. Never mind that her sprinklers ran 24/7. I fixed the ditch to keep the peace, but her demands grew. She wanted my grazing land for Ethan's future business. I laughed it off. She didn't. One morning, I found surveyors on my property, staking out my land like it was theirs. Karen had hired them, claiming my ranch was misregistered and part of her deed. I showed her my grandfather's original title, clear as day. She scoffed. "We'll see about that." Her tone wasn't a request, it was a threat. I didn't know then that she'd been digging into public records, twisting loopholes with a shady lawyer to challenge my claim. She'd even bribed a clerk to lose my updated filings. The audacity floored me, but I held my ground. This was my home. The tension simmered for weeks. Karen's complaints escalated: noise violations, stray cattle, even accusing me of trespassing on my own land. My workers started quitting, spooked by her constant harassment. Then came the twist. Old Man Jenkins, the retired sheriff who lived across the valley, overheard Karen bragging at the diner about her plan to take Jake's ranch for Ethan. Jenkins, a friend of my dad's, tipped me off. He'd seen her type before city sharks who thought rural folks were pushovers. I thanked him, but my gut churned. Karen wasn't just annoying. She was dangerous. The breaking point came on a crisp October morning. I was fixing a fence when sirens wailed. 2 squad cars roared up my driveway, lights flashing. Karen stood by, arms crossed, smirking like she'd won. Ethan hovered behind her, filming on his phone. "Officers," she declared. "This man's squatting on my property. I want him gone." My heart sank. She'd called 911, claiming my ranch was hers, spinning a tale about forged deeds and historical rights. I showed the officers my title, but Karen waved a stack of papers, insisting they were legit. The younger cop looked confused. The older one, skeptical, radioed for backup. I felt my legacy slipping away. Then, the unexpected happened. The backup wasn't another cop, it was Clara, the county clerk Karen thought she'd bribed. Clara, a no-nonsense woman who'd known my family for decades, had been quietly investigating Karen's scheme. She stepped out of her truck, holding a folder thick with evidence. Karen's falsified documents, email trails with her lawyer, even recordings of her boasting about teaching Jake a lesson. The older cop's face hardened. "Ma'am," he said to Karen, "this doesn't add up." Her smirk vanished. Clara laid it all bare. Karen had tried to exploit a clerical error from the 1980s, claiming my ranch was unowned land she could seize for Ethan's development project. But Clara had cross-checked every record, even pulling my great-grandfather's original homesteading papers from the archives. The evidence was ironclad: my ranch was mine. Karen's face turned ashen. Ethan dropped his phone, stammering. The officers didn't hesitate. They cuffed Karen for fraud and attempted theft. The crowd of neighbors, who'd gathered after hearing the sirens, erupted in cheers. Jenkins tipped his hat to me, a quiet nod of justice. As they hauled Karen away, She screamed about lawsuits and her rights. Ethan slunk off, tail between his legs. The ranch was safe, but the betrayal stung. I trusted Karen as a neighbor, only to learn she saw my life's work as a prize to steal. Clara stayed behind, apologizing for the county's oversight. I thanked her she'd saved my family's legacy. That night, under the stars, I walked my fields, feeling my grandfather's spirit in the wind. This land was more than property. It was my fight, my home, my victory. What do you think, was Karen's greed her downfall? Or did she underestimate the power of truth? Share your thoughts below.